Welcome to this full moon in Cancer yoga class with me, Dee. Full moons are generally seen as a time to reflect on what you've worked toward between your intentions on the new moon to the full moon. It's also seen as a good time to release what no longer serves as you continue working towards these intentions. The themes of Cancer include home, emotional well-being, family, and your sense of security. Cancer is a water sign and it rules the chest and stomach. With this in mind, I've created the sequence to help us tap into the energies of Cancer by working with forward and backward bends of the spine, twists, balancing, and standing poses. We'll end the practice with a short guided meditation. For this class, you may consider using a block or two, or something really sturdy like a stack of books, or a thick blanket to help bring the floor up to you. When you're ready, I invite you to grab your props, hop into something comfy, and we'll get started. I welcome you to begin class in a comfortable seated position on your mat. You can have the legs crossed, one foot in front of the other, or you could sit on a blanket or block to raise the hips. Do what works best for you in this moment. As you're ready in your comfortable seated position, Sukhasana, I invite you to practice a mudra with me. This mudra is called the Kespana mudra. The Sanskrit word Kespana translates to let go or release. To practice it, interlace the middle, ring, and little fingers of both hands with each other. Place the index fingers against each other and cross the thumbs, placing each in the hollow of the other thumb. Once you have this, point the index fingers toward the earth. Next, we'll drop in by practicing the Dirgha pranayam or long breath. Inhaling through the nose down into the belly, filling the ribs and then the chest. Exhale through the nose, starting with the air in the chest down to the ribs, exhaling lastly air from the belly, bringing the navel towards spine. We'll do this together 3 times. Inhale down into the belly, the ribs, the chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Last one, inhale down into the belly, filling the ribs, the chest. Exhaling from the chest, ribs, and belly. Release this pranayam and begin to breathe naturally. If you haven't already, you can gently close down the eyes or softly gaze at a point in front of you. Take note of the breath here, how it feels moving in and out of the nostrils, how your body subtly moves with each inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, raise both hands towards sky. Exhale, the left hand next to you down on the earth. Right hand reaches up and over to the left. Keep the chest open. Gaze can stay forward, down to the earth, or up to the right hand. Breathe here in this seated side bend to the left. Exhale, release the stretch. Hands down on both sides. Inhale, reaching hands towards sky. Exhale, right hand next to you on the earth. Left hand reaches up and over. Find your gaze and breathe. Exhale, releasing the hands to earth at your sides. Inhale, hands to sky again. Exhale, place the left hand on the right knee, right hand behind you on the earth. Inhale, reaching crown to sky. Exhale into Ardha Matsyendrasana, or seated twist to the right. Breathe here as you gaze to the right or straight back behind you. Inhale, reach hands to sky. Exhale, twisting to the left. Right hand on the left knee, left hand behind you. Inhale, reaching crown to sky. Exhale into the twist. If you aren't able to touch the earth behind you, you can always place the hand behind you on your lower back. Exhale back into your neutral seated position. Inhale, the arms level to the shoulders in a T shape. Exhale, bring the right arm underneath the left. Bend the elbows. Attempt to wrap the forearms and hands around each other. Raise the elbows as high as comfortable and breathe in this Garudhanasana or eagle arms pose. Exhale, releasing the arms to the sides. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, arms to a T again, this time placing the left arm over the right and twisting the forearms and hands around each other. Raise the elbows as high as is comfortable without strain and breathe. On your next exhale, release the arms. I now invite you to bring the soles of the feet together in front of you, placing them as close or as far away from your body as is comfortable. Allow the knees to fall to the side and grab either the feet or the ankles with each hand. It may feel good here to place a block under each knee if they are not close to the earth. Stay here or join me on your next exhale, leaning forward toward the feet any amount. Hold this Baddha Konasana or bound ankle pose and breathe. Exhale, raising the head back over the heart, heart over pelvis in a neutral spine position. Begin to extend the right foot out towards the end of your mat, leaving the left knee bent. Inhale, reaching crown to sky. Exhale, slowly fold forward from your hips any amount that feels good. You can place the hands on the earth next to the thighs or calves, or if it feels good, you can reach for the feet or toes. Breathe here in Janu Sirasana, head to knee forward bend on the right. Exhale, coming back to a neutral spine. Gently bring the right sole of the foot to touch the left, bending the knee, allowing it to fall to the side. Exhale the left foot straight out in front of you, foot flexed. Inhale, reaching crown to sky. Exhale, lean forward any amount that feels good, placing the hands wherever feels nice. Breathe here. Exhale, releasing the pose, coming back to a neutral spine. Reach the right foot out in front of you, parallel to the left leg. Inhale, crown to sky. Exhale, initiating from the hips, lean forward any amount. Place the hands wherever feels most supportive, next to the thighs, the calves, or reaching for the feet or toes. Breathe here in Paschimottanasana, or seated forward bend. Upon your next exhale, release the pose, raising the chest up into a neutral position. Take your time in moving to your hands and knees. Wrists are under shoulders, knees under hips. Press into the hands and tops of the feet. On your next inhale, allow the belly to fall toward earth, reaching the tailbone and crown of the head to the sky. Exhale, rounding the back, bring navel to spine as you shift the tailbone and crown down to earth. Inhale, reaching tailbone and crown to sky. Exhale, reaching tailbone and crown to earth. Move with your breath into Marjariyasana and Bitalasana, or cat-cow, on your own for 2 more cycles. Release the flow of cat-cow, returning to a neutral spine in tabletop position. On your next inhale, curl the toes under, raising hips to sky. Knees can be bent generously here as we reach the heels towards earth. It may feel good to place a block under the hands here. If you'd like, you can begin to pedal out the feet, bending one knee and the other. Stay in this position of Adho Mukha Shavasana, or downward dog, for a few more breaths. Exhale, bending the knees, gazing toward the front of the mat. Inhale, stepping one foot and then the other toward the front of the mat. Take your time here. We will land in forward fold at the front of the mat, Uttanasana. Feet are hip width apart or wider. Legs can be straight or bent. Do what feels good. Press heels into the earth and relax the neck. If you'd like, you can shake the head yes and no. On your next exhale, bend the knees generously. Inhale, slowly rolling up the spine, leaving your head to align last. Raise the arms to sky, palms to touch. Exhale the hands down the midline to heart center in Anjali Mudra. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, hands to sky. Exhale, hinging at the hips, lean forward, bringing the head toward earth. You can bend the knees here as little or as much as you like. Press the heels into the earth and relax the neck. It may feel good here to place blocks under the hands to bring the earth up to you. Stay here, breathing naturally in Uttanasana or forward fold. On your next inhale, reach one foot to the back of the mat, and then the other, coming into plank pose. Inhale here. Exhale, gently allowing the knees to come to earth. Keeping the elbows close to the torso, bend the elbows, allowing the chest to come to mat. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lifting the chest and head towards sky. Exhale, bringing the chest back down to earth. Inhale, coming to either plank or tabletop. Exhale, press into the hands as you lift the hips towards sky. Knees can be bent here if you like, reaching the heels toward earth. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, shift the weight to the left foot, raising the right foot off the earth just slightly. Exhale, knees to chest, and bring the right foot in between the hands in front of you. Gently place the left knee to the earth, right knee over the ankle here. Press into the full surface area of the right foot and the top of the left foot. You can leave the hands pressing into the earth, or on your next inhale, raise the chest and head to sky. Place the hands anywhere that feels good. Maybe on the thigh, the hips, at heart center in prayer, or hands to sky. As you breathe, square the hips and gently lean into the stretch. On your next exhale, release the hands to earth, if they aren't already there. Press into the hands, curl the left toes under, raise the left knee, and gently bring the right ankle near the left wrist. Exhale, squaring the hips, gently lowering them down to earth. You can either stay here with chest open to the front of your mat in Pada Raja Kapotonasana or pigeon pose, or you can exhale the chest forward down to earth. If you'd like, you can use a block here under the right hip to bring the earth up to you. Find your comfortable position in this pigeon pose and breathe. On your next inhale, raise the chest up, head towards sky if you're not already there. Exhale, press into the hands to raise the hips. Bring the right foot back in line with the left, hips towards sky. Back into Adho Mukha Shavasana. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, shift your weight to the right foot, raising the left slightly off the ground. Exhale, knee towards chest, bringing the left foot between the hands. Align the knee over the ankle here, and gently place the right knee to the earth. Stay here with the hands connected to earth, or on your next inhale, raise the chest and head up towards sky. Placing the hands wherever feels good here. Square the hips facing the front of the mat. Exhale, gently push the pelvis forward in this low lunge on the left. Anjaneyasana. Exhale, hands to earth if they're not already there. Inhale, press into the palms, curl the right toes under, lifting the left knee. Exhale, bring the left ankle towards the right wrist. Square the hips and allow them to come down to earth. If it feels good, you can place a block under the left hip. Keep the chest raised in this pigeon pose, or exhale the chest down to earth. Breathe. On your next inhale, raise the chest and head towards sky if you're not already there. Exhale, place the hands underneath the shoulders. Curl the right toes under, lifting the right knee. On your next exhale, shift your weight forward and back. Inhale, bring the right foot in line with the left at the front of the mat. Beginning here in Uttanasana or forward fold. Turn the toes outward towards the corners of your mat. Exhale, bring the hips towards earth by bending the knees, coming into a squat position, Malasana. If the heels do not touch the earth, that's all right. You can use a folded thick blanket or towel to place under the heels. Another option is to use a block to sit on. The goal here is to create a straight line in the spine, so do what is needed to keep the chest open. You may like to practice this Malasana with a wall to your back. Inhale, palms together, and place the elbows in the middle of the thighs. Push into the palms to create tension, along with pushing the elbows into the thighs. Draw the shoulder blades down and together, lengthening the neck. We'll stay here for 2 more breaths. On your last exhale, release the pose by placing the hands behind you and gently bringing the buttocks to earth. Take your time to come to laying down on your back. Legs out straight, hands can fall wherever feels natural. Once you arrive, take a big inhale, exhaling out the mouth with a sigh if it feels good. Inhale, both knees to chest. Grab a hold of the inside or outside of each foot. Bring the knees towards the armpits and pull down on the feet, reaching the tailbone towards the other end of the mat in Ananda Balasana or Happy Baby pose. If this is too much, you can always do one leg at a time. Utilize your strap here if you'd like, wrapping one end around the one foot and pulling on the other end of the strap. Stay here for a few more breaths. On your next exhale, release the pose, bringing feet flat to earth, knees bent. Inhale, bring the shins parallel to earth in a right angle. Exhale, both knees to the left into Jathara Parivartanasana, supine spinal twist. Arms can be straight to the sides or bent at the elbows in a cactus shape. Gaze can be towards sky or towards the right. It may feel nice here to put a block under the legs. Do what feels good. And breathe. Inhale, knees back to center. Exhale, knees to the right. Arms can stay where they are. If you'd like, you can deepen the stretch by gazing to the left. Add a block if needed. Inhale, knees back to center. Exhale, wrap the arms around the shins and give yourself a big hug. Inhale, placing the hands on the back of the thighs and begin to roll along the spine. Take a few rolls here, and when you're ready, roll onto the feet and come into a forward fold, Uttanasana. Feet can be hip width apart or wider. Allow the head to hang and breathe. On your next exhale, bending the knees. Inhale as you slowly roll up the spine. Allow the head to come up last. Hands can be at the sides. Inhale, reaching crown of the head towards sky. Exhale, grounding into the feet. Ensure that your shoulders are over your pelvis and the head is over the shoulders. Find a non-moving point in front of you and fix your gaze there. Place the hands on the hips. Inhale, shift the weight to the left foot. Bring the right foot either on the floor next to the left, on the calf, or on the thigh. Exhale, shoulders away from ears. If you'd like, you can bring the hands to prayer position at heart center or raise the hands towards sky. Balance here in Vrikshasana or tree pose for a few more breaths. If you wobble or fall, that's all right. Keep trying to balance on the left foot. If you'd like, you can practice this next to a wall or use a sturdy chair to help with balance. On your next inhale, reach the right foot towards the back of your mat, keeping it off the earth. Balance here for a moment before gently placing the right foot down. Left knee is bent, aligned over the ankle. Hands can be on the hips, at heart center, or to the sky. Take a moment here to breathe in Virabhadrasana or Warrior One. On your next exhale, turn the right toes toward the corner of your mat and bring the torso to face the side. Ensure both feet are turned outward, towards the front corners of the mat. Inhale, arms to the side, parallel to earth. Align the feet under the elbows and exhale the arms back down. Inhale, bend the knees, bringing your thighs parallel to earth. Exhale, shoulders down and back. And if you'd like, bring your hands to Anjali Mudra at heart center. Inhale, lift the chest slightly. Exhale, deepen into the squat as much as feels good. On your next inhale, straighten the knees. Turn the toes of both feet forward, parallel to the sides of your mat. Hinging at the hips, exhale the chest forward and down toward earth. The knees can be slightly bent here if it feels good. You can place blocks underneath the hands if you'd like. Exhale, allow the neck to hang. Hold this Prasarita Padottanasana, or wide-legged forward bend, for a few more breaths. Exhale, bending the knees generously. Inhale, slowly rolling up the spine into a wide-legged standing position. Exhale, shift the toes of the right foot towards the back of your mat. The left toes at a 45-degree angle toward the back of the mat. Inhale, squaring the hips toward the back of the mat. Exhale, bend the right knee over right ankle. Hands can be on hips, at Anjali Mudra, or towards sky. Breathe here in Virabhadrasana, Warrior One, on the other side. On your next inhale, bring the left foot in line with the right, coming to a standing position at the back of your mat. Exhale, place hands on hips and find a non-moving point to gaze at in front of you. Inhale, shift the weight to the right foot. Exhale the left to the floor next to the right foot, to the right calf or thigh. You may notice this side feels different than the other. That is perfectly normal. Follow the signals of your body and do what feels right for you. Hold this balancing pose for a few more breaths. On your next exhale, release the pose, placing left foot on the earth, hip width apart or wider. Inhale, reach hands towards sky. Exhale, chest forward, hinging at the hips down into Uttanasana. Inhale the right foot back, and then the left into plank. Exhale, gently place the knees to earth. Inhale, place the elbows underneath the shoulders. Forearms parallel to the sides of the mat. Press the hips into earth as you raise the crown of the head towards sky. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and breathe in Sphinx pose. Exhale, chest towards earth. Inhale, press into the palms, pushing the hips back towards the heels. Arms can stay extended or placed at the sides. Allow the forehead to rest on the earth, and take a moment here to rest, noticing the breath in Balasana or Child's Pose. On your next inhale, place the hands underneath the shoulders and raise the chest and head towards sky, sitting on the knees. For this next shape, you have three options. Option 1, place the hands behind you, fingers either pointing to the sides of the mat or towards the feet. Allow the chest to open towards sky and head to fall back slightly. Option 2, raise the hips up to stand on the knees. Place both blocks on the outside of the feet. Exhale one hand onto a block and then the other. Reaching hips forward, chest open, and head back. Option 3, raise the hips to stand on knees, curl the toes under on both feet. Exhale, placing one hand on the heel of the foot and then the other. Same thing with the hips here, reaching them forward, allowing the chest to open, head slightly back. Choose which version of Ustrasana or camel pose feels best for you in this moment. And breathe. Exhale, releasing the pose, coming to tabletop position. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Inhale here. Exhale, extending the arms, bringing the chest towards earth. Keep the hips over the knees. Forehead can be placed on the earth or chin to earth. Press into the tops of the legs as you breathe here in Shishasana or puppy pose. To release the pose, gently bring the hands back under the shoulders. Press into the palms to raise the chest up, coming back into tabletop. Be gentle with yourself here as you come down to lying on your stomach. Feet are hip width apart, and place the arms by your sides, palms facing up. Rest the chin or forehead on the earth. On your next inhale, lift the head, chest, arms, and legs off the earth. Draw shoulder blades together and breathe in this Salabhasana or locust pose for 3 breaths. On your last exhale, release the head, chest, and arms and legs down to earth. Inhale, place the hands underneath shoulders. Exhale, push into palms, reaching hips toward heels back into Balasana or Child's Pose. Arms can stay extended or you can place them at your sides, palms facing up. Rest here for a few breaths. On your last exhale, begin to make your way to Uttanasana or forward fold at the top of your mat. Feet can be hip width apart or wider. Allow the head to hang, relaxing the neck. Exhale, bending the knees. Inhale, slowly roll up the spine, allowing the head come into alignment last. Palms meet above the head. Exhale them down the midline to heart center and Anjali Mudra. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, palms to sky. Exhale, hinging at the hips, bring the chest towards the thighs back into Uttanasana. Inhale, place the palms on earth and reach the right foot back, coming to a high lunge. Toes on both feet point towards the top of the mat. Hands can be placed on the hips, at heart center, or raised above the head. Hold this pose for 2 breaths. Inhale, shifting the right toes toward the right side of the mat, parallel to the back of the mat. Torso is now facing to the right. Inhale, arms out to the sides. Left knee is bent, aligned over the ankle. Breathe here in Warrior Two. Inhale, reach the right hand to touch the back of the right thigh or calf, reaching the left hand towards sky. Reverse Warrior. Inhale, arms parallel to earth. Exhale, bring the right foot back in line with the left at the top of the mat. Inhale, shift your weight to the left foot. Exhale, bend the right knee towards your buttock. Grasp the outside of the right ankle with the right hand. If you'd like, you can utilize the strap here, wrapping it around the right foot. Reach the left arm up and forward. Exhale, lift the right foot up and backward, thigh parallel to the ground. Gaze straight ahead at a non-moving point in front of you. You can always practice this pose next to a wall or sturdy chair for balance. Breathe here in Natarajasana or dancer's pose. On your next exhale, release the pose, coming to Tadasana or mountain pose. If you'd like, you can shake out the left leg here for a moment. When you're ready, come to standing, feet hip width apart or wider. Hands in Anjali Mudra. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, palms to sky. Exhale, hinging at the hips, bring chest down towards the thighs into Uttanasana. Inhale, place the hands on the mat and bring the left foot back. Exhale the upper body up, placing hands on hips, at heart center, or raised above the head. Hold this high lunge on the left for 2 more breaths. Exhale, shifting the left toes towards the left side of the mat. Left foot now parallel to the back of the mat. Inhale, arms out to the sides, bending into the right knee, aligning knee over ankle. Breathe in Warrior Two for 3 more breaths. Inhale, left hand to the back of the thigh or calf, right arm to sky. Breathing here in Reverse Warrior on the left. Exhale, arms parallel to earth. Make your way to standing at the top of the mat. Inhale, shift your weight to the right leg, bending left knee, bringing the foot towards the buttock. Grasp the outside of the left ankle or foot, or use the strap here. Reach the right arm up and forward. Exhale, lift the left foot up and backward, thigh parallel to earth. Breathe here in dancer's pose on the left. Exhale, releasing the pose and shaking out the right leg if it feels good. Take your time here, coming down to lying on your back. Once on your back, bring the legs as close together as feels good. Place your hands under your hips, palms down. Press your elbows into the earth, and on an exhale, lift your chest up, allowing the head to tilt back, placing the crown of the head or the back of the head on earth. Breathe here in Matsyasana, fish pose, for 2 more breaths. On your last exhale, bring the head back in line with the spine. Straighten the elbows and remove the hands from under your hips. Exhale, bring both knees towards the chest and wrap the arms around the shins or hold on to the knees. Squeeze the legs into the chest, giving yourself a big hug. It may feel good here to rock back and forth. Exhale, release the legs and bring them parallel to earth, knees bent, creating a 90-degree angle with the legs. Inhale. Exhale, both legs to the right. Shoulders stay touching the earth. Gaze can be straight or shifting towards the left. Arms can be straight out to the sides or bent at the elbows. If you'd like, you can use the right hand to press the legs into the earth, getting a deeper twist. Breathe here in Jathara Parivartanasana, or supine twist. Inhale the legs back to center. Exhale them to the left now, gazing towards the right if you'd like, leaving the arms where you had them previously or changing positions. Breathe here. Inhale, legs back to center. Exhale, legs straight out, arms to the sides. When you're ready, bring the soles of the feet together, allowing the knees to spread wide. It may feel nice here to place a block under each thigh for a little more support. Breathe here in Supta Baddha Konasana, or reclining bound angle pose, for 3 more breaths. On your next exhale, release the legs out straight, allowing the arms to fall wherever feels good. Take a deep inhale through the nose down into the belly. Exhale with the mouth open with an audible sigh. Do this 2 more times on your own. On your last exhale, release the breath and allow it to come to a natural rhythm. Take note of how you feel. In a moment, I will guide you through a short meditation. As you lay here in Shavasana, I invite you to take notice of the breath. Notice the subtle movements your body makes as you breathe. As you continue to breathe naturally, I welcome you to bring to mind any commitments you've made in regards to your career or family. Allow them to come across your mind like images or text in a movie theater screen. No judgment here. Just notice what comes to mind. As you watch these words or images move across the screen, notice if any emotions arise within the body. Take note of the commitment that triggered this emotion. Continue to watch and notice until the screen goes blank. Now bring to the screen those commitments that triggered an emotion within you. Notice the emotion that matches the commitment. And ask yourself which emotion seems more positive and which come across to you as negative. Allow the commitments with positive emotions to fade away, leaving only the commitments with negative emotions attached. I now invite you to take a deep breath in down into the belly. And on the exhale, allow the air to blow away the first commitment. Inhale deep into the belly once more. Exhale, blowing away the second commitment. Allow each exhale to fade these commitments that no longer serve you off the movie screen. Once the final commitment is released, begin to breathe naturally again. Take notice to how you feel. When you're ready, begin to bring gentle movements back to the body. Maybe you wiggle the fingers and toes, do some wrist or ankle rolls, whatever feels good here. As you're ready, bring the soles of the feet to the earth, bending the knees. Roll to your favorite side, using your arm as a pillow. Take a moment here to offer yourself some gratitude for taking the time to connect with your mind, body, and spirit. And anything else that you may be grateful for today. When you're ready, place the top hand next to your chest. Exhale, push into the palm, raising yourself slowly. Come to a comfortable seated position. If the eyes are still closed, allow them to flutter open and begin to take in your surroundings. Notice the colors, textures, shapes, and maybe even the temperature of the room you're in. I am honored you joined me for this full moon in Cancer yoga practice. Let me know how you got on in the comments, and if you'd like, what commitments you released today to help you bring more balance to your work and family commitments. Blessed be.